it's Mark. I am the Sanderson collector, and a couple of weeks ago I did a video about the 2 states of The Way of Kings Leatherbound. At Dragonsteel 2022, I was sitting next to Isaac Stewart while he was doing his signing, and he mentioned there's actually 3 states. I emailed Isaac after the convention, and he followed up and graciously gave me the information about what the difference is between the 2nd and 3rd state, and so I'm going to give you the guide today to all 3 states of The Way of Kings Leatherbound that there are. If you want a full explanation of the differences between the 1st and 2nd states of The Way of Kings and Leatherbound, check out my earlier video. Today is just a guide to determine which state you have as quickly as possible. Go ahead and grab the volume 2 of your Way of Kings Leatherbound. Open to page 1054 right here. And if the map has no glyphs next to the A and B for the armies, then you have the 1st state and you don't need to do any more searching. You know which book you have. If instead you open to page 1054 and you find that you have these glyphs here, then you will have the 2nd state of the book or the 3rd state. And to determine this, flip to page 913, look at the 11th line. If it says Sigil signed audibly, then you have the 2nd state. That typo was fixed here in the 3rd state. You can see Sigil sighed audibly on page 913. That is the only difference between the 2nd and 3rd states, which were both sent out with the 2021 wave of the Kickstarter. I went ahead and put together this handy graphic for how you can tell which state you have on a very quick look through your volume 2 of the 1st printing of The Way of Kings Leatherbound. If you have a 2nd printing, as far as I know, there's only 1 state, so you will have just the 1st edition 2nd printing of The Way of Kings Leatherbound. If you have a copy of The Way of Kings in Leatherbound, leave me a comment below letting me know, do you have a 1st printing 1st state, 1st printing 2nd state, 1st printing 3rd state, or even a 2nd printing. To answer a couple of other questions that I'm sure will come up, how many of these were made? There were, I think, about 10,000 of the 1st state made as part of the 1st wave expected in the Kickstarter, and that sold out. They started planning for the 2nd wave. There were, according to Isaac's memory, 3,000 of the 2nd state made, planned to be sent off to bookstores and retail sellers, and that plan got canceled, and those were mixed into the Kickstarter rewards. That 3,000 makes the 2nd state the rarest of the 3 states, and then there were somewhere on the order of 30 to 50,000 of the 3rd state made to fill all of the 2021 Kickstarter orders. Another question I'm sure will come up is, will this affect the value of your copy of The Way of Kings in Leatherbound? And I don't think it will. Maybe those of the 2nd state being rarer will increase in value a little bit, but beyond that, I don't expect to see much difference. There hasn't been really a lot of difference between the 1st state and 2nd state that I already discussed in terms of value. The biggest differentiator right now is whether or not your book is numbered or not numbered. Beyond that, I haven't seen a big difference in the value of these books when they're selling online. That's everything for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and leave me a like. Remember to let me know which version you have down in the comments below. If you want to make sure you don't miss future videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all next week with another video about Brandon Sanderson collecting. And until then, happy collecting.